This a Be Creative podcast. Being a unique brand is not easy. Hi guys, welcome back to the next episode of podcast. This is a Be Creative podcast. I'm Joko. For today's content, doing a brand is not easy to start, especially you would like to be a unique brand in Thailand. There are so many factors unexpected to do the brand in the present. For our guest today, she is doing her own business which is interesting to the marketplace in Thailand. Although she began to do the business with her belief and uniqueness, it's not easy to stand out in the market nowadays. For this episode, you will see her and her partner deal with a problem to do the business and share her idea, thought, and experience to us. Moreover, it's not only her business background experience, but it's also workshop, short course, a toolkit experiences after taking a branding course. So, before we talk with her, I would like to introduce the guest, who she is and what she is doing at first. Her name is Daruswat Wattanarojjananikorn. She is an interior architect and interactive designer. Currently, she has been being a full-time lecturer of interior design department at university in Thailand, and she is a co-founder, design director at Marigo by In Between. Welcome คุณไอซ์ Daruswat Wattanarojjananikorn to the episode of my podcast. Hello คุณไอซ์ how you doing?
I'm great.
Yeah, today it's nice to see you and talk with you. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's get started. Now today, as we know, you're doing your own business as Marigo in between, right? And so the first question is, I would like to ask you, what is your business about? Let's talk about it short to the audience.
Okay. So basically, our business is called Marigo by In Between, right? We are doing the invitation card. Mainly, we are focused on wedding part, but as well as we are doing in a couple years right now. We have for not just the invitation for the wedding, but we are also include all invitation cards in all kinds of events.
So as you mentioned earlier, at first you start to do a brand for doing a wedding invitation card, right? And after that you develop and extend your product for the invitation card or the complete add more product, right? So what is your turning point to develop to your business and extend the product later? I mean the later.
Because for in our background, we are focusing on only the wedding invitation, right? But then because we kind of have a unique design and also the materials that we are having, and also we kind of have a craftsmanship. So I think once we are doing some advertising and some companies see us maybe online, and as well as they kind of they have some kind of they want some unique design for their exhibition or the event, so they contact us, and then we see that kind of opportunity that we are not just focused on the wedding part, but we can also focusing on like other kind of invitation as well, because it's not that different. And because and also we kind of like uh, open for all kinds of customers as well. And because I think our like product and technique is kind of new, so not many people doing that at the time. So we see that as an opportunity for us to like extend the product to the other kinds of invitations.
That's interesting point and idea. So, what is your what unique selling point is your business to the others?
I think the unique point is the we use a new materials to do a product, because the at the time that we start our like our studio, I think in Thailand they don't have this kind of product at all. And then we kind of like seize that opportunity, because for like before we start to do this business, I kind of do something together with that kind of material like wood and like plastic or acrylic, and then we see that maybe it's gonna be very nice if we can combine this material together with the invitation, right? So I think this will be like a selling point for us at the time. And also we think about the design as well. We see that the design we didn't copy from others, but we kind of arrange it and see that how it's gonna fit to our customer individually. It's not like we didn't do like a mass product, but we do like specific for each couple as well, like customized product. And I think another one is for our like unique point is like we kind of pay attention to every customer and every product, every pieces, like every piece that we give to the customer. It's not only like you order and then we just do it and then you just take it. We like take care in every process, and we kind of do like a craftsmanship product. So I think we kind of pay attention to every details, like starting from like taking a brief from a customer, and then like after uh, they get the invitation card and deliver to their guests.
So, I would say it is empathy, isn't it? Empathy. It is a empathy, isn't it? I mean,
Empathy, no?
you pay you pay attention to your every customer, right? So it's a empathy, right?
In a good
Isn't it?
way, yeah.
Yeah. So okay, for nowadays, as as you as you're doing your own business, right? But it's not only you to do individual to your business. And I already knew you have a partner to work with each other, right? So before you and your partner decided to do this sort of business, did you remember, or would you like? I would like you to share what makes you decided for doing this business.
uh Okay, I'll talk a little bit of our background, and then if I lost in somewhere, you just like pull me back. Okay.
Okay.
So basically, like okay, started with my background first. So I kind of do the project as I mentioned, like like the previous answer, like I kind of do the project that involve with those kind of material like wood and acrylic or even like the plastic one. And then my partner, she kind of like she are in the wedding business for quite like some time, kind of long time. And then she sees that it will be more interesting in the product if we can combine these two products together. Okay. And then once like my partner sees the opportunity of like combine the new material together like with the wedding industry, so we see that all the material is like can develop to do the invitation cards for a wedding, and we start to like explore more about how we can do anything like about that kind of materials. And then so once we design it, and also because I do that kind of like the project that involved with those materials, right? So I have like a machine, so we start to like try and test it out, and how we can do it and make it nice. So once we like get the conclusion, and then we started to do that, because another thing that we decide to do it because in that time we never see this kind of material as a invitation card before. So we see that it will be a selling point for us, like we are the starting point to sell things that in Thailand they don't have it. And basically we don't know even like in other country they have this one as well. But once we do for quite some time, then we start to see that foreigner has it as well. But as we mentioned, like we never seen it before, so we start to launch this kind of product to the customer to see like another option for them to select us, like okay, this is a new way for the invitation. It's not only the paper.
Wow, it is a experiment and experience of you guys. So and as I know, you are a creative designer, right? Because you are an interior architect and you are interactive designer, right? On the other hand, your partner is economist. So I would like to know what a main or what big problem did you guys face to your business when you start to work with each other? Because you I think okay, I think you you guys have the different vision. I mean, the one is creative creative person, right? The other one is management or the you know what I mean. Yeah, so what what what's the big problem or big problem?
I need to recall now, but I think even though our background is quite different, but I think it's the first thing is kind of good, like different background, because we kind of know our part quite well. If like we are doing the same background together, like in the previous, maybe we can like we might have a big fight. But as like we are not in the same area, we kind of know that we have to do this, and like I have to do this part, she has to do that part. So we know our job quite like well. And also even though she has like a different background, not the designer, right, but her interest, she kind of interest in some kind of art and design as well. So instead of like directly to the economist, she has like another half as a designer as well. So we can compromise for each other at that part as well. So for us, it's not like we don't have like a big contrast much.
Can I, I can I say a big argument, right?
อะไรนะ
A big argument, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm, so it's good to know the, the way of your work to each other. As okay, for next, as you are SME business in Thailand, right?
Mm-hmm.
In essence, what a current problem are your business happening?
I think like the big problem is what I think how we can introduce ourselves to the customer is quite like it's very hard because we are new in the industry, right? And then we are small business. We don't have much of the budget to do like a big advertisement, and also as well as like in Thailand, I think like for uh, some people who has to do this kind of like supporting for the SME, they don't have much of the information about like us, or even though like information to support us, like how we can contact with the customers. We have to like do it ourselves. I think that will be a big problem.
And what about the your competitor? I mean the when you and I think when you launch a new product, right? And they try to copy your product all the time because we know your I know your background already, right? But what do you think this is another problem in the present for you?
Oh yes, if we talk about in this period of time, it's quite be a big problem as well, because in the past we are like only shop, only studio that do this kind of materials, right? And then at the first time we didn't think that other like other store gonna copy us, because it does, we kind of differentiate us a lot, because we didn't combine like a new kind of material together with the paper, right? So we thought that um, they're supposed to have some moral in like to do the business, not copy for everything, right? So but for the reason like at this period of time, it's kind of be a big problem. The first one is like they copy our materials, try to copy our materials, but they got like a different one, right? So we still be like the first one who can like afford the customer needs for another type of material, right? And then I think another problem is the customer themselves trying to find like the lower price but the same material. So they're trying to like buy our like sample and then take to the our competitor. And then um, basically our like um, another like when these two problem happens, right? The last one is not happened yet. Um, the last one that we face right now is they try to copy our design as well, because in the previous time, yeah, we have like a different type of design, like we didn't do some kind of them and they didn't do that kind of design as us, right? But once as again, customers want to have like a like cheap price, and then they try to like I want this one, so they take our picture to the another competitor and then okay, can you do this with a cheaper price? They can do it, but we cannot as well, like because of, as I mentioned, like a lot, like many times it's because of the process and the quality of material that we use, and also like we kind of take care in every details. um, and also if we notice that one piece of the invitation is not good, like for even like one little spot, we just take it out and then we do it a new one. So we know that our product is high quality, but the customer, like some of them might not notice that. They just okay, this is cheaper and the same material and the same design, so they will go for that. So this is like kind of big problem right now. because even though like I think like in the Chinese festival period like we launched a new design with the red one, right, for a new like a modern Chinese way, right? We launched like for one day, like for the next day they launched the new one, the same color, like the details and all the design. So it seems like why like in the past they didn't copy our design, but right now they even copy our design. So I think it's not that fair.
It,
But this will be a big.
is exactly design, even I mean the product, even your design,
Yes.
your thought to right.
Yes, even though like we trying to identify our brand quite well, and we didn't want to like follow that design and what like the direction that they will go, right? But then they like come back and see everything is like they are a copy paste version of every store. I think they trying to copy like in every store, not only us, right? But that it will be starting point, and also right now in the past it will be like just a couple store that copy us, but right now it's kind of be like 100, like every invitation store try to do this kind of material as well. We hope that like customer will notice like we use like a best quality, we do like craftsmanship and like appreciate this kind of value of the product. We hope that, but this is like a big problem. Even though no, we define a brand quite strong, but it's not easy for like it's not easy to like differentiate more and more because it's like because we do a product that and like the material that everyone can find. Even we didn't say it, but it's not that hard because now it's worldwide, right? It's not like a restaurant that you have like a unique point of the taste or everything, but no, this is the idea.
As for copycat, right, situation in to your business, I got a question unintentionally. For the Thailand law or the design law, you know what I mean, design rules. What are they what they doing, I mean what are they doing, or the in terms of the design law or the product law or something like that, because as you mentioned earlier, it is a big problem, right, for you. So and what how to do for the and in Thailand about the law or the rules, is there any responsibility for the copy like that when someone took your idea, steal your idea, copy and paste your idea? Yeah, so what about the law in Thailand?
As I know, they don't have that much of the intention from like the government or the policeman or things like that. They might have it, but you have to do a patent, I think. But our patent is like it's supposed to be a new innovation or new invention. So basically, you have to have like a patent in terms of the all the laws will cover that for you, right? So no one can copy you, right? Your product or your design. But like our design is like it's kind of general. It's not that specific. Basically, it's not like a new material or new technology. We just like try to combine a new design together with a new material, which this kind of material can be for a signage, right, for quite long time, but no one apply for a small piece of like invitation or a small piece of like card or something like that. So we cannot define that we are a new inventor. It's just like we are a designer, and then basically like for the in Thailand is even though you have a patent, it's still hard to like okay, so I will not like as I mentioned, like it's not like a new invention. We're not an inventor. We didn't like invent like a light or an electric car or something like that. So even though you have a patent, it's still hard for you to sue someone who like copy your work. And as well as if you do a patent, it's gonna be very high cost, because I do one project that I try to do this patent. It's not that easy because of the government or the officer or the office who take care of this kind of stuff. They ask a lot of information, and then it's pricey. It's not cheap, and it's very expensive, and then you have to take some time, like spend a lot of time to do that kind of stuff, right? And then the price that you have to pay for your idea is a lot, and you have to like trade with maybe 50-50 for the someone who will take care of this. No, maybe you cannot sue them if they copy your work, because you can sue them if they copy your work 100%. But if you copy like 90%, like you, even though you do like a box, right? But then you change the box to circle, but inside is the same. You cannot sue them because it's not the same. Something like that. And also if you do in Thailand, you only sue people who copy your work in Thailand only. If you're gonna do like worldwide, you have to do a patent for the international. For example, like in US or in China. But then in our country, they didn't cover all around the world. It's cover around like 20 or 30. I'm not so sure, no. But I used to do that, and then they asked me for more information, because I already like, I think it's quite clear for all the design that I sent to them to ask for a patent. But then I didn't get the approval that I got the patent, because they asked more information that you have to make it clearer. But the one that they sent back, I think it's, I don't know how to do it clearer than the one that I already sent to them. So this will be a problem, because in the website you cannot study what they ask you to do. It's very hard to understand. Once you go to the place that for the people who very like understanding about this rule, they ask you that why you not study before you come to see us. And then I told them, because I already study and I don't know what I have to do, so I come here. So no one can tell you what exactly you have to do. This will be another problem. So in Thailand, even you are like smart, like invent a new thing, the process that they're gonna like take care of you is very hard. It's gonna take time and take a lot of money. So I think no one just like don't care. And if you wanna copy, just copy it. But you have to like face it that you cannot do anything much about that. So even like someone copy, like some of our customer like they suggest that why don't you like go to like do the patent. We cannot do all the patent, because in each design for the customer is maybe like we cannot do in every details, right? So we cannot do anything. We just have to face it that okay, ready for them to copy, because we I will tell you a funny story, because we used to stop design a new product, and I said to my partner that let's see, like in this period of time they will not launch any new product, and it's true. Nothing like happened in their store. They just launched an old version of that product, no new thing. But once we launch a new one, they just like okay, and then they claim that okay, we proudly present our new product. You cannot find from somewhere else. This is like like Thai. I didn't mean like every Thai, but maybe foreigner as well, but like in Thai we kind of copy is easier than thinking a new thing. And I think like some of the shop might have like a new idea, but because of other shop copy them as well, and then for me it's kind of like lose like my power as well to do a new design. I think like okay, that's it. I got like just adapt for an old version, or maybe like other like shop see another like design, then got it's look nice, and then we do it as well as other shop copy us or something like that. So it's hard.
I get it. Okay, that's good to know about even your background, how your the cultural your organizations, or even your current problem, not in the past and in the present too. So the first quiet questions we talk about your business background, right? And we are going to move to the workshop course and to create experience. What did you learn? What are advantages and disadvantages, especially the toolkit? So for the first question is, as for your request form of study, you and your partner request to study a branding course each other, right? So before you took the course, what did you think about branding? Could you please share the branding? I mean the could you share what do you think about branding first to you to the business?
I think before I took the class, right?
No, I mean the as for your request form, I mean your request, you and your partner request to study a branding course, right? So I would like to know the before you took the course, what do you think about branding to the business? Is why a brand matter to the business?
Okay. I think the brand is like the thing that is supposed to represent what we are, and like it's supposed to represent the perception that we try to talk to the customers, and then they have to remember us without seeing the product, or even see only product and without our names. They're supposed to remember that okay, this is Marigold by in between. That is what we try to do.
So I would say you think a brand matters to the business, right?
Yeah, I think it's matter because our business is not like the new kind of business, right? They already have like a lot, but we only have like a new kind of like materials and ideas and stuff like that, right? So the branding supposed to help us to recognize from the customer that we kind of unique brand, like unique like the design and the product.
Because you are a designer, right? Even that your partner as a designer too. So, so you I mean that you guys completely understand how unique you are, or how unique your business in terms of the product, right? So after taking a workshop and branding course, what did you learn and gain? So would you share your experience when you took a workshop course first, and after that would you share the when you took a short course later?
Okay, what did I learn after taking a workshop? I think it's kind of clear, like, and get more knowledge about brand and branding, or like the thing that we have to consider for doing a business or starting a business. Because once like we starting this business, we think about only the product, a new way of product. We didn't think like anything about our message or our look, or even like our customer, who gonna be our customer. We think about, okay, like for every day, every year, every month, gonna be a couple get married, right? So our product can sell. But once we launch it, it's not easy because we didn't identify ourselves quite clear. And then once we join the workshop, like they have like for the knowledge that we gain, it has like a lot of information that we didn't know before, that we have to define ourselves much. Like we don't, like for example, no, we don't have like vision, mission, or we didn't identify ourselves clear, as I mentioned. And then but before we taking this course, we try to identify ourselves and our look a little bit more, but then it's not that strong enough as the branding or the business supposed to be. So I think it's kind of like once we join the workshop, it's kind of like gain more knowledge about like branding, so we can identify ourselves clearer than we already have. And also for the short course, I kind of like understand more about like brand as myself, right? And because of the lecture trying to show the circle in like infographic, I kind of like that idea, because once we see a lot of text, we don't want to read it, and it's more like kind of boring, right? But once we see infographic, it's gonna be like, okay, more interesting, and then we listen what the lecturer trying to talk to us, and then we see the picture more, because we see that, okay, this is like inside is us, and we have to expand until like, okay, this is our business. It's kind of like very direct for the information of what we have to know for create brand and branding, right? And also I think it's kind of like a positive way in terms of in Thai culture. I think most not everyone, like for myself, I don't like to read. So when I decide to like taking this course, it's like, okay, someone gonna lecture me, and then I just listen and see the slide. It's kind of easy, and then I can ask questions if I understand. So if I read, sometimes I don't understand, I don't know who I can talk or ask a question. So I think this is like interesting, but some of the negative idea for the lecture is like, I think you might need to have more infographic, because like some of the page is more of the text, and also a lot maybe you like separate it to make it more like clear, and once I perceive, or the audience perceive, it's gonna be direct message, right? I think about that. But I kind of like the idea of the workshop and the short course. Even it's a short course, it's very interesting. And then I think if you have like a complete version of the course, it's gonna be more interesting, because even the short course, you get like the whole idea, but maybe it's not that deep. But you starting to know that, okay, this is you're gonna do the your brand, and then if you can create a brand, and then you continue to take like a full course, I think it's more like useful for a new people who start thinking about their brand, or even like the, how to say na, okay, it's already like conclude all the ideas, the main idea that you have to focus, and then for the details you can continue for like your full course if you have that in the future. No.
Okay, but that goes to know you can learn a lot. Especially, I think you and your partner on the workshop day, at least you guys completely understand that what a brand and branding difference,
Yes.
right? Because I I I I think there are so many people. I mean, especially the Thai who don't understand it, what is the difference between a brand and branding.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's good to know. So for the next question, as I mentioned earlier, the toolkit is a core idea or the core things, the important thing to do this this uh objective, right? And what do you think about a branding toolkit first?
Branding toolkit.
The first toolkit that you tested before you lecture you before I lecture you.
Oh. For the first toolkit, it's kind of interesting. And I think the good thing that you have there as a card, like some kind of game card, is will get more intention for me to do the whole process, because it's not just listen and do some kind of exam or the paper test or something like that, right? And then because of you do as a game card, you already like conclude all like some information, because the first one is like the beginner, right? So maybe I cannot think about like my brand at all. But then once you have the card and then you have the board, right? The canvas, it can define that, okay, this is the answer that I have to find. And then sometimes I cannot think about it, but your card is already provide some answer for us. Like this is like kind of important to know. And then we just select it and then like put it on the board. And then it will get like some idea of our like my brand, what it's gonna look like, and how I can do it. And this is some kind of like my target, and this is um like everything that I need to know about the starting point of building my brand. Mm. So I kind of like it. It's like easy to understand for a new like new student, like new as us. Yeah. Mm.
And for the second toolkit, or after you took a course, right? And I provide the second toolkit to generate and to create your branding. And what do you think about the second toolkit?
Mm, I think it's the same as the first one. It's interesting because you do as a card as well, right? But because before I got uh the second toolkit, you already like lecture in deeper of building the brand, right? So I know like more information, like deeper. I can identify more in terms of like how I want my brand to go. So I think if you like kind of understand your brand quite well before you start, like for the first toolkit, the second one is not that different, but they will be slightly like change a little bit, because you might notice that once you get the lecture, something is changed from the thing that you think you are correct, but it's not correct, right? So um but the toolkit itself, it I think it's very helpful in terms of like let us to understand, because we didn't learn about branding at all, we don't know about branding at all. But your toolkit is like provide all the information that we need to know. Even though maybe you might have like more details about that, but because of the idea in each card, it already defined the idea that okay, you need at least you need to select some of the card to identify your brand.
So I would say that each of the class, I the uh the the keywords or keyword that I decide to the class of these two kids is it is helpful to easy understand
Yeah.
when before you select the answer, right?
Yes. Both of them is quite like it's helpful and easy to understand.
Mm,
Even the rules because you have some guideline on the board. So
mm,
it's helpful.
okay. So do you have any suggestion to the workshop and course for us?
Mm, I think for the workshop. So okay, I think for the workshop, for me, even though like I have a lot of questions to ask lecturer, right? But I kind of understand what we have to do and what the brand and branding uh about. But again, because I'm not like the fan of reading, so I kind of love to see more like about the picture or infographic, even though like you provide a lot of like infographic, right? But in the infographic it's still like I think maybe need more colors or something like that to define each uh, clue or words, something like that. But the total for the workshop is very understandable. And uh, and even like I think my partner like he understand as well, like understood all the thing that you're trying to tell us, to give the knowledge to us, right? And for the short course, right? the
Yes,
the
yes, the
So
course.
the course is more deeper in terms of the information, because some of the information you didn't provide in the workshop, right? So I think if you like okay for the course, um it's deeper in terms of information, right? And then I think it's helpful, but again for like the way like each slide I think it has like a lot of text, and I think maybe you just like get like maybe like for example if you have one page, right, you have like three paragraph and maybe only like one page for one paragraph, because I I'm not like the focusing person, right? So if you like talking about first paragraph, I already like read it until the last one already, and then maybe I lost the one that you present at the first one or something like that. But all the information is very like I think it's helpful a lot, once you identify like the meaning of each one.
So what do you think it improve and develop in better business after you after taking the course, even the workshop too? I mean the course, because the workshop is only the tester to get people for I mean the studying in the short course. What do you
Mm.
think?
For the course,
So what do you think it improve and develop better business after taking a short course?
mm, help like to develop like the business if you like taking a short a course, right? But for me now, even the workshop, I think it's already like get the knowledge already, like to start to do a brand. Like if you're taking workshop first, right? It's like you know a little bit of the brand and branding, and then once you're taking a course afterward, I think you will like understand easily about brand and branding and how you're gonna build your brand, because you kind of have a knowledge about like the workshop already, And then once you're taking a course, it's more deeper into the information. So if you know the first one, the second one is you will understand easily, I think. And I think because I taking a course, right? And then after the course, and then you let me do the toolkits for the second one, right? I think my answer is slightly changed, and then I think I have more like information that I need to research more and to make my brand more like outstanding, and this is our brand. Like think about the branding more. Because
Okay.
before this we didn't like think about that. We just how to try to like get intention from the customer, but we don't know how to do it.
That's good to know. So, do you have any suggestions of the course and the workshop to our audience?
Okay, I think for people who want to like take this course or taking the toolkits of the workshop, I think it's very interesting if you don't know how to start your brand at all, or even you want to try to like rebranding. If you don't have the knowledge, and then maybe it's might hard for you to do a research or read it, or even take a course from like somewhere else. Here is gonna be your answer, because the workshop you just take like a couple like hours, right? And then you get the idea, the basic idea. I think it's a good point to start to do the branding itself already. And then when you do the course, it's more deeper, as I mentioned like before, right? It's more deeper in terms of all the keywords or the meaning or the information that I think most of us like who are the owner of the small business, sometimes we didn't think about it. Maybe we hire someone else, right? And even we hire someone that very expertise, but we didn't know anything about the brand itself. We cannot know that this is good or bad for our brand. So if you even though you didn't want to do your brand like from the like beginning to the end, but if you like, I think if you take the course, you might have more idea, and then you can talk to the person that who hired to do the branding for your company, right? And I think like even though you didn't like you don't have any knowledge about this, you taking workshop course or even you do a toolkit, I think it's gonna be like easy for you to understand everything about brand and branding and build your own brand. And if you have like a like solid brand, I think it's gonna be like you can continue to do like the product or anything else under the brand itself.
So, this is the last question. Do you have success to our audience who are starting to do own business and who are having in trouble their own business?
Mm, I think like my suggestion is if you struggling with uh your brand, or you want to start to do the branding and you don't know it at all, maybe you take the course and the workshop. I think it's very helpful. Because I am the one that never like at the beginning of what we do for our brand, we didn't know anything much, and then we kind of lost for quite some time. And then for me myself, suggest like opinion, if you don't want to get lost for quite some time, use your time wisely, you take the course. So even though just only the workshop, you're gonna have the idea of how you're gonna build brand and branding, right? And once you get the idea, and then you can continue to do like other course, and then it will help.
So, and do you have any suggestion to our audience when they want to start their own business? As you as you and your partner start your own business?
My suggestion is you do what you want to do and then you start do it. But instead of you do like blind, you just maybe research a little bit like how you're gonna start to do your own business wisely. Otherwise, you're gonna lose the money. You're gonna waste some time, waste money, waste everything, and at the end, maybe you will give up. So, for my suggestion is do what you want, do what you love, and do what you like best to that, and also think like your own idea. Please try not to copy everyone works. Moral in the business. Okay.
This is a good conclusion for today and to our audience too. So thank you, Good Eye, for spending time to talk with me, and you share a lot of background, your idea, even your thought with in your business and with your partner too. Is your business seems your business focus on the tailor-made or the customized design with a secret technique, right? Even attention with every customer. So it's quite interesting, and it's important to be unique in your business, and even the experience, the work study experience from my course, workshop, and toolkit too. So thank you very much for being a guest today of the second podcast.
Thank you as well to having me.
This a Be Creative podcast. Being a unique brand is not easy.